Hey, it's Melissa. Here's my $100,000 stock experiment for 2023, week 5. This is my video diary sharing my stock journey. Help me celebrate my successes and learn from my mistakes as I try to implement the CanSlim trading methodology developed by William O'Neill. I'm trading in my own retirement account on real money. I don't have any tax implications on my trades to consider. Please don't consider this an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I've bought or to purchase stocks in general. You need to do your own trading decisions. According to the IBD at investors.com, the market is in a confirmed uptrend, and we're continuing to see more net new highs than new lows. The S&P 500 index was up 1.6% for the week. It did have a milestone where the 50-day simple moving average shown in red overtook the 200-day simple moving average in white. I show that with the yellow arrow. That's exciting. The NASDAQ index rose solidly this week. It was up 3.3%. The week started off slow, but we had a really big day on Wednesday, and then on Thursday it gapped up, but Friday it closed at the low of the range and below the low from the day before. I do expect it to hold that gap though. I'd like to see it stay above the high for Wednesday, which is right around, I don't know, 11,800, something like that. I sold all of my Caterpillar stock this week. Caterpillar stock symbol CAT. Caterpillar didn't react well to earnings. It gapped down on Tuesday and continued to fall for the week. It recovered some on Friday, closing right around where I sold. It sort of pissed me off that Caterpillar dropped after earnings. I had had gains in all 3 of my positions, but I saw my B3 turn into a loss and it triggered my floor. So I went in and I sold my B1 and my B2. I was able to get out of my B1 with a 2.5% gain, which isn't great for holding it for 5 weeks. And then I took a small loss on my B2 and my B3. I still got out with like $150 profit. And I made 3 new purchases, a B1 in AXON and a B1 in Lam Research, along with a partial of a B2 because I was out of money. AXON Enterprise, stock symbol AXON. Took a position in AXON on Tuesday, January 31st. I have 1 buy in AXON. I've held it the 4 days and it's up 1.8%. I've marked up this chart like I mark up all my charts. The solid green line is where I made my purchase with that little orange box is the day. That green line is the price. My initial floor is the solid yellow line, and then as I move up my floor, I use that dashed yellow line. Lam Research, stock symbol LRCX. In Lam, I made a B1 on February 1st, and then I wanted to add on, but I didn't have enough. So I made a half of a B2 purchase, a $3,000 purchase, and then I was out of money. When I made my purchase, I set my floor at the 31-day exponential moving average, which was at 464.25. It has since moved up, and I moved my floor up with it to 474.92. So that's my new floor on my B1, and it would be a 5.3% loss if it triggered. I used a 4% loss for my B2, and these seemed a little low, so I might want to check my floor midweek on this one. Here's where I struggle. I think I want to hold 8 to 10 stocks, but with my current plan of 3 buys for a total of $20,000 positions, I can only hold 5 stocks. I didn't want to sell a stock, so now I have 2 10K positions in 2 different stocks and a half of a B2 position in Lam Research. CBAY Therapeutics, stock symbol CBAY. CBAY was my best performer this week, up over 9%. I have 3 buys. My B1 I've held for a week and 3 days and it's up just under 9%. My B2 I've held for a week and 2 days, it's up 6.9%. And my B3 I also held a week and 2 days and it's up 4.3%. I did raise my floor up to that 16-day simple moving average, that diagonal green line. Apple Inc., stock symbol AAPL. Apple had earnings on Thursday after the market closed, and it went down after hours. It opened down on Friday and stayed down there a little bit, but then it recovered and it closed up for the day. It did have a nice gain. I have 3 buys in Apple. My B1 I've held for 3 weeks and 2 days and it's up 15.7%. My B2 I've held for 2 weeks and 4 days and it's up 13%. And my B3 I've held for a week and 3 days and it's up 11%. And I did raise my floor up on my B1 to the 31-day exponential moving average, that diagonal blue, light blue line. United Rentals, stock symbol URI. United Rentals was up almost 5% for the week. I have 2 positions in it. My B1 I've held for 4 weeks and a day and I'm up 22%. Woohoo! And my B2 I've held for 4 weeks and I'm up 19%. I raised my floor on my 2 positions. For the B1 I used the 16-day simple moving average, and for the B2 I used the low of the week. NVDA, stock symbol NVDA. NVIDIA has the largest gain out of all of the stocks that I hold right now. I have 3 buys in it. My B1 I've held for 3 weeks and 4 days and it's up 34.4%. My B2 and my B3 I bought on the same day. I've held those for 3 weeks and 2 days. My B2 is up 31% and my B3 is up 28%. I raised my floor on my B1 up to the low from 2 weeks ago. For my B2, I used the 31-day exponential moving average, and for my B3, I used the 16-day simple moving average. Earnings are still over 2 weeks away for NVIDIA. The current holding bar chart shows 1 bar for each week or portion of a week I've held a stock. The dashed black line is my $10,000 purchase line. The solid yellow line at 9,200 is my 8% maximum floor. And the dotted green line at 12,500 is my 25% profit target. I'd like to reach that target in 8 weeks. Stocks that move there faster, like NVIDIA in the teal color, I'm going to try and hold for the 8 weeks. I may even hold longer if they're performing well. Apple on the left-hand side, I've held for the 4 weeks. It's in the red, and it has been moving up nicely towards that profit goal. On the right-hand side, United Rentals in orange had a bumpy start, but it's really taken off, and it's just under that 25% profit target. The industry and sector breakdown shows that I now have 2 stocks in the chip sectors, both NVIDIA and Lam Research. The purple number shows the number of buys I have in the stock, and I made the Lam Research one a little bit different because I don't have quite 2 positions in that. I have my B1 and then I have half of a B2. The weekly percentage change contains 1 box for each week I've owned the stock. If I've only owned it 1 week, it's a partial from the time that I purchased it. The most recent week is on the left-hand side, and I sort this with the lowest value on the top. I want to be beating NASDAQ and the S&P 500 each week, so these ones should be stacked up on the top. This week, that didn't quite happen. AXON has only had a 1.8% change since I purchased it. It actually beat both the S&P 500 and NASDAQ for the week. It was up 3.4%, but I only owned it for a partial week, so that's why I'm showing the 1.8%. The rest of my stocks beat the S&P 500 and NASDAQ this week. I like to earn interest on the money that I don't have invested. I have my money in this Fidelity Money Market account. It's paying 4.33% interest right now. I take that 7-day yield and I divide it by 52, and then I'm multiplying it by my weekly cash to equal what interest I'm earning on my account. This month I earned almost $108. That's better than 0. I like to look at how my account has changed week over week. The top section on the left-hand side shows what I've held last week and I still hold this week. And I have a gain of 4,955 of those stocks. The second section are stocks that I've held last week, but I sold this week. And my Caterpillar stock, well, I did come out with this tiny gain on it. The week-to-week change, it went down 1,338 from last week to this week when I sold. The third box on the left-hand side is my new purchases. Those have a gain of $830. And then I do have a dividend this week of $108, and that accounts for my weekly change. The S&P 500 went up 1.6% this week and has a year-to-date of 7.7% gain. The NASDAQ in the middle has a 3.3% weekly gain and a year-to-date 14.7%. And the Melissa method, this week I went up 4.2% and my year-to-date is 14%. This is the second week in a row that I beat both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 in my weekly gains. Yay! I'm so close at overtaking the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is the top line in the aqua color, and it ended the week at 114,718. And the Melissa method in the orange line, I'm just about $1,000 below it. I ended the week at 113,969. And the S&P 500 is that dark blue line, the one down the lowest one, and it ended the week at 107,735. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel, The Melissa Method. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.